Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the 5D Deep Dive. And today we're going to talk about something that's not very, let's say, spiritual in nature, but I guess we're going to look at it through the lens of spirituality. So it's going to be very exciting with our oracle, Sophie. So I took one of the subject that's, in my opinion, really trending in the psychopop culture. And I see a lot of YouTube video being made about psychologists, but also about life coaches, about the topic of narcissists. And we're going to talk about it because to me, it is truly fascinating how in the last, let's say, few years, a lot of people gets labeled suddenly as narcissists, whereas like when we were younger, nobody was kind of aware, or like maybe more like psychologists, I'm guessing therapists were more aware of it, but like I personally wasn't aware of like what was a narcissist. I don't know about you.
I knew because of the mythology, but not like in the somebody was labeled that way.
Yeah. I remember like I was maybe in my, so maybe that was like more than 12 years ago that I heard the term narcissist. And even pervert narcissist. I don't know how it translates in English. Anyways, so I heard that for the first time. I was like, what the hell is that? So anyways, and now like everybody, you talk with someone and it's like, oh, this and that. He's a narcissist. She's a narcissist. So it's like something very, that we use very commonly. And I'm so interested about that because to me, it's like, is it a trend or is it true that there are more narcissists? So, and also we know that it has a lot of impact with a lot of people that resonate with this type of video, with this channel, because we have a lot of empathic skills, and usually we are the, let's say, best praise for that kind of people. So we're gonna also talk about that, but also I'm wondering if can we prevent ourselves from getting into a relationship with a narcissist, or is it something that our soul chose to in order to evolve? So you see, like I have a lot of angles to go with this.
I see that.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, I went a little bit on a rabbit hole and I made a slide for you guys to, let's say, simplify the whole terms so that we can be clear about that to start with the questions. So they are now, before they used to label people as psychopath, sociopath. Nowadays, I heard that it's not really like the terms that they're using. So they're going to use antisocial personality disorders, which encompasses narcissist, psychopath, sociopath. So I put that like just as you know, but all of the four that I name here are going to have narcissistic traits. And the three first one are narcissists. So psychopaths are also narcissists, sociopaths are also narcissists, but avoidance are not necessarily narcissists. So that's what I put it in another color. So let's just go for you in order to clear that up. So narcissists, it's a disorder of the self-esteem. They, you can really see it or diagnose it, self-diagnose it early because of the lack of empathy, or sometimes they're going to try to fake some empathy. So sometimes it can be a little bit more difficult, but in the long term, it's something that we can easily spot. They usually lack empathy. They are grandiose. They feel entitled. They feel like they're greater than everybody else, basically. And they need a lot of validation, outside validation from other people. So a lot of what they do, or basically all of what they do, is in order to reinforce their sense of ego. And all right, go ahead.
And also I heard that in therapy, therapists are all saying, they're all that I watch videos on, they're all saying that they don't either go to therapy or they don't evolve at all. There is no way.
Yeah, because they don't take any responsibility for what they're doing. It's the fault of everybody else around. So totally. So I was going to say, when you said that, I was like, do narcissists go to therapy, really? But maybe sometimes, I don't know, a miracle could happen and they can go with their spouse, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. And the difference with the psychopath, so the psychopath will have all of the narcissist traits, except no guilt or no shame at all for their action. And the difference between the psychopath and the sociopath, so they have that in common. So all of the narcissist traits except no guilt and no shame. But the psychopath is born, so they're born like that. They're going to stay like that all their lives. So because they have no guilt and no shame, they have no access to their very important emotions. So they are very baseline with their emotions. And because they have no guilt and no shame, they can go and do really horrendous things. And then the sociopath are the made psychopaths. So they become, sociopath because they learn to break rules. For example, like if they are in a gang, in some kind of violent organization. So it's kind of a training to become sociopath and to distance themselves from their emotions and to feel no guilt and no shame for what they do. So just so you know, we're going to focus on narcissists, but I just wanted to give you the overall difference between the terms. And the last one that can have also narcissistic traits is the avoidant, but is a whole other animal. So they are self-centered and dismissive as a result of their own core wounds. But the difference with the narcissist is that they do not intend to harm others, while the narcissists have an intention to use other people for their own benefit. The avoidant, they don't have any bad intention behind that. It's just it's like a protection mechanism to have to be self-centered and dismissive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything you'd like to add before we start?
I'm hesitating, but there's a quote, just a test, and you have to take it lightly. I heard it when I did a course of psychology, so it's a quote to see if you are part of this. It's not 100% efficient. Okay, I went to that rabbit hole of looking, but yeah, just in case you want to play that game, it's a story about a guy that met a girl in a funeral. And he has a big crush on that girl, and he really wants to see her again. But he didn't ask for her phone number. So how does he do it? And you're supposed to answer, what would you do? So for example, Julie, what would you do? You're on the spot. I know you're not a narcissist, so you're good. Go ahead.
So I'm a guy, and I want to see this girl again, but I didn't ask her for.
You went to a funeral, and you had this huge crush on this girl there. You didn't ask for her number.
Now you find her on social media.
You're not a narcissist. You're not a psychopath.
And what's the bad answer?
You kill someone else. You kill her mother.
Oh my god. I hope this is a joke because
it's a true question that they ask. But smart people can find that answer because they understand, like empath people, just to reassure people that had this answer, you can understand the psychology of a person that is bad. But yeah, it's a true question.
Okay, I'm scared now, officially. And the other thing that I wanted to say before we start the questions for the cards is that as I said, I've been going into a whole rabbit hole in videos on YouTube with psychologists, therapists, and they say that approximately 1 out of 10 people is going to fit in the narcissist category. So this is why we're making this video, especially for this community of really heart-open people.
On the spectrum of it, or fully diagnosed as is?
Well, not necessarily diagnosed because we know that they don't go to therapy, but
sure.
So 1 out of 10 is going to fit in the 3 first categories.
Okay.
And it's more narcissist than psychopath and sociopath, of course. I think psychopaths is like 1% of the population. Sociopath is like 3%, and narcissists something like 6%, if I remember, and I think I do remember correctly. So if we take the 3 together, it's a 10%. So it's like 1 out of 10 people is going to be a narcissist, including this whole category.
So there is a few things that you need to have to be a fully on narcissist. So there's a spectrum. Some people are more than others.
Of course, yeah.
One trait. So I think, if I remember correctly, you need 6 of those traits to be fully on, but that's a lot of people. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So of course, the questions are going to be about narcissists in general. Mm-hmm. So not about psychopaths, not about sociopaths, but they are also, just remember that they are also narcissists. Okay. So my first thought about it is that we're going through a massive awakening right now. And part of the collective awakening is to find out, and like a big part of it actually is to find out like our governments are not really looking to us, like the celebrities are not really good people or exactly who they pretend to be. So, and the politics in general. So if you think like you're giving, let's say, money away to a charity, it's not necessarily going to the cause they say it is. So like, and part of it is also the pharmaceuticals, as we know, our nutrition. We have been lied everywhere, basically. So the big part of the collective awakening is getting out of that naivety, which would like us to believe that people have good intention, that everybody has good intention, that people who have authority over us and take decision have good intention. But also I was reflecting on that, and as above, so below, and what happens in the macro also happens in the micro, right? So as we are going through a collective awakening, we're going through a personal awakening. So we're also personally, each and every one of us, are learning how to discern the people that we come in contact with. So this is a huge part. And it's a huge part of the process of awakening. It's not only just saying like what the governments are doing, but it's also being able to look at our own shadows, look at the people who come in contact with, and being able to see them for who they are, right? And it's part of the Neptune also archetype that is so strong right now. So Neptune was in Pisces for so long, and that's prone to a lot of fog, a lot of illusions, naivety. And Neptune now just enters Aries, I believe 2 days ago. Yes, a couple more days ago. So we have now a stronger sense of self, and we need to develop stronger boundaries and not be as permeable to outside attacks and pitfalls. So this also episode is for that purpose. So let's first ask the cards, is Neptune entering Aries playing an important role in knowing who people truly are, dissipating the illusion or the mask?
The first card is this one. So I think this is not exactly where I was expecting to go with this, but I think we're going to sense way more, not just about what people are made of and what they are trying to achieve in their intentions, but also a whole new level of like DNA and tribe and things like that. And we have the money right there. So people have contract, people have soul contract. The people who are authentic and the people who are not authentic. There is going to be a big, big, big test, and we're going to be, he says, gaslight for a moment, but they're not going to be able to go through this without revealing who they are. So yes, big yes.
A big yes for Neptune and Aries helping with this process. Wow. And yeah, Aries is the sign of the self, is the sign of individuation. So it's no longer putting a mask, right?
Yeah.
And wow. Okay. And so the illusion is lifting. And I think we're right on the money with this video. So my next question is, why is suddenly everybody aware of the term narcissist? Is this just a mainstream trend, or are we all collectively waking up to having healthier boundaries with others? So what is it?
We're cleansing the earth. So we're cleansing. We have the baby right there, which is not a human. And we have the house right there, foundation, and we have the past core wounds with the fire, which is purging also. So I'm seeing that we're purging the earth with this. So we are trying to learn the lesson as fast as possible, revealing a lot of things that needed to reveal, so we can purge and start over with a more high quality vibration. And this is the Capricorn. I just split it back into the Capricorn energy that is being purged is the old values on being seen, on the Leo energy. Not that there's nothing that is fully wrong or right. It's just that we lack, in my view, I think we lack the ability to not go into extreme, and just to see that we need to go more in the middle with.
Yeah, going more overly seeking outside validation with the Capricorn energy and status, which is very much Capricorn. So I have so much things to say. I'm just trying to focus here because that would be like a 3-hour special. But yeah, this is so interesting. And especially for people here who resonate with this kind of content, you are likely an empath or someone on their spiritual path, or a light worker, a starseed. So we are, as let's say, if you have a good nature and you really want to believe in the best in everybody, it's sort of a very rude awakening incarnating on Earth and dealing with that kind of people. Okay, so my next question, is it part of the mass awakening that we learn to discern narcissistic personalities with an S? Is it part of the mass awakening process that we learn to discern narcissistic?
Oh, yes. So we have 4 cards. I'm just going to show you 3 of them. We have Metamorphosis, and we have Parasite, and we have a skill. So this piano card is talking about skills. So we're supposed to transform and we're supposed to develop skills. This is the card of design living. So I use this for creating your own reality. So you're supposed to be able to discern and to work on your skills. So you don't need to be good from the start. That's where you're here to learn. So accept that you can make mistakes and move on and learn from it, because we're meant to be creating our own reality. It starts with you and your surrounding and what you listen to, who you are sending your energy to, maybe who you work for, and then it's going to be bigger and bigger to be the whole civilization.
Very, very, very true. Okay. The next one, are all narcissists deeply wounded people? And I have here an image about inner child wounds. So are all narcissists deeply wounded people?
By deeply wounded, what would you mean, just to make sure?
Have like big core inner child wounds.
Okay. So that it would be created because of the core wounds, correct?
Yeah, because I have another idea in mind, but I just don't want to put too much here on the card.
No, it's okay. Just because in my view, a lot of people have deep core wounds and without being in there. I just wanted to see if,
Yeah. So are all narcissists deeply wounded people?
Okay.
Is it the reason because they're narcissists? Or is it something else?
Yes. That they're trying to achieve independence. I think it would start with childhood, because the first 2 card is being tied up. So this is the card of Elvis being tied up, limitation. And then we have this card that I use a lot for independence. And we have those 2. So receiving, and we have pride and ego. So I would say that there was a lack in the childhood that caused a deep wound. And I just want to say, just because not everybody that has deep wounds from childhood is a narcissist. Okay?
Of course. Because my other theory was that maybe there are some nefarious off-worlders that are posing as humans that are very narcissistic.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, third option, because of the very heavy core wounds that people have becoming narcissists, there's also outside influence that can go through their core wounds and control them nefariously. So are some narcissists, in fact, nefarious off-worlders, and can they control people with narcissistic tendencies to do their bidding?
I don't think that this is going against having a childhood.
Not at all.
Oof, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And those will be, they would be watched to be placed in politics. They would be watched to be placed in place of telling people what to do. Because they don't care about what they're doing. So movie director, big company CEO, politician, people in power in general, cult, things like that. It's interesting, those 2 cards. This is a card that says fake in shadow work, because it says that even though they had such a hard childhood most of the time, they don't care about it. They don't care about it.
No, of course, they use that as like your flaw, and they can go through your runes and infiltrate, right?
Yeah. So it's almost like instead of to accept that they have this wound, they're like, yeah, like I said, they're using it. It's really weird when you're not thinking that way. It's really weird.
Not to me, but it might to you. Okay, so are most people at the top of the pyramid narcissists that are controlled by outside off-world forces, negative outside forces that use their narcissistic tendencies in order to manipulate them?
Yes. I was sure it was going to be a no, to be honest. I was sure, and it says yes.
I had a feeling it was going to be a yes.
In my view, I was thinking maybe there's people who just have the wrong values, but it says a pure yes because they're like robots. They don't have
They're controllable. They're controllable, and they want greed. So, you know, like you were talking about Hollywood, and it's exactly so. If like sign here and sell your soul, and you'll have like all the riches, all the fame, and they're like, oh wow, great, because that's what as a wounded child, that's what they want. But also the like the Matrix uses that against them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's people getting out of those because they cannot do it, right?
Yeah, and they get murdered.
Absolutely, but I mean, I don't think all celebrities signing are from the get-go narcissists.
No. I'm not saying that, but like just saying that in the sense that if you have a very open wound, and or if you're a narcissist and you have an open wound, inner child wound, it's very easy to manipulate you.
For sure. Yeah, that's for sure. Absolutely. It's funny because I don't know if you saw it, but there's a lot of meme about Snow White, the new remake, and the actress, the main actress, was in an interview. She said, "I'm a narcissist," and she's laughing about it. So that's interesting that you have this.
Oh my god, no, I didn't hear that. That's crazy. And like, yeah, a lot of people are talking about that. So it's like a huge awakening to, oh my god, like people are not what they used to look like. Okay, my next question, and this is a scene from The Matrix, and I'll explain after. So, are narcissists playing an inevitable role in our personal evolution, or are they being sent by the Matrix as agents to keep us from breaking free from the Matrix?
Okay.
So, is it inevitable in our personal evolution, or are they playing a role to keep us from breaking free as agents from the Matrix?
Okay. The answer, I asked mentally if what is the role of narcissists in our soul evolution, and we have touch of evil, paid in full, and we have stuck. So they are testing if you have learned lessons. This is paid in full for me. That's your karma that it's paid back. You're good, or you're stuck in the same lesson and you need to restart it. So there is a big potential for evolution. There is a big potential on testing your value, on testing a lot of stuff that you have to learn.
But what I really wanted to get to is like, in this image, let's use this image as an analogy, like the woman with the red dress in the Matrix. So he's looking, and of course she's like she was built by the Matrix, by the program, to distract you from your course, from your mission, right? So he looks at her, and he's, because everybody's wearing black and she's wearing red and she's beautiful, and so he's like, who's she? And he's like, oh, you like her? Well, she was built by the program in order to distract you from what you were doing, from awakening, right? But like, so basically he has two choices. Does he want to pursue it with the distraction and be caught in not following and not breaking free?
Mm-hmm.
Or is he aware of, and he can, let's say, not choose to engage with her? So basically, do we have a choice? Is it an inevitable role that they play, or can we choose not to engage with narcissists?
For me, we answer in that sense that it depends on your soul evolution, if you have learned or if you're still manipulated. So for me, that in that sense, it's your choice to be distracted by it longer or not at all. So I think they are sent, but I think I think what you're asking maybe is people with a lot of potential are being sent more distraction?
Yeah, can we ask?
Yeah, we can ask.
Yeah, there's so many like layers in that question, and I'm just like, oh, this is
And
so
so is
interesting.
people who have a lot of potential or particular mission to accomplish, are they being sent more tests?
More narcissists, or yeah.
It says yes. We have the card of stuck and we have the card of the company she keep. So
Yeah.
yes, but again, it depends on, did you understand the lesson or not?
Yeah.
So if you are not feeling a connection or a job or a place or anything, and you're staying in it, you don't understand the lesson. You're distracted by it.
Is the main lesson sent by a narcissist, is it self-love and boundaries? Is it about that?
It says devotion and don't take back someone, because they're often on and off. So it says to have self-devotion and to not take them back.
You understand the lesson, and once it's done, it's like check.
Yeah, and with this one, I'm really seeing that it's about the ability of creating a new you. So they are entering your life at a moment where you had a weakness, and it is about creating a new you. So you have to be flexible with with your plan, because it's not going to go according to plan for sure. You have to also recognize this relationship is not good for me. I need to cut it from my life, and I need to have enough devotion in me and my self-love to go ahead and create a new me. So maybe therapy, maybe change of place, change of job, whatever it is, and to not take this person back.
Okay, so interesting. So if I understand correctly, in some cases it's designed, and you cannot avoid like engaging in some form of contact with the narcissist. Is it what you're also feeling? So in some cases it's part also of the universe's lesson, and it's allowing you to form the new part of your next chapter of your identity. But let's say the power you have is in cutting it once the lesson is learned.
The power you have is how long are you going to be distracted by it? And right. I had a test like 2 years ago, and that lasted 12 hours. When you know, because you learned a lesson. But I can see it sometimes. It's 20 years, 30, 40 years. And when you cannot get out of it, you're stuck in it. You feel stuck in it. You're not really stuck in it. So your power is to say, enough, I love myself more. So, yeah.
So yes, about self-love and self-devotion, as you said with the card. Okay. My next one are some narcissists in fact NPCs? Inorganic portals, non-player characters. Are some narcissists in fact NPCs, so inorganic beings?
Empty. Yes.
Okay. I'm shocked.
Energy vampires. Really bad.
So who's sending them?
The darker side, but I mean, we do need that balance to evolve. So so I think it's just this balance that we need. It says recognition, and we have solitude in the middle. So
they're part of the matrix, but in order to play an evolution role.
Yeah, exactly. And they cannot evolve. That's why therapy doesn't work. So that soul is not there as a human to evolve.
So would you say some are organic and some inorganic? This is the feeling that I'm getting, but
I hope so, because otherwise being mad at them doesn't serve anything.
Well, apparently it's good to express your what is the word? Anger.
Yeah.
It's therapeutic, apparently.
And go ahead.
Interesting that you said anger, because it's the emotion that allows us to know that a boundaries has been crossed. So if you learn how to repress your anger, you will also probably have weaker boundaries or not know if someone trespasses on your boundaries.
Well, there is no questioning on why it's such a taboo emotion, anger, in society. Okay, so I don't believe that there is a lot of narcissists that has souls. I think they're more in the psychopath or sociopath category, because when I look in narcissist, I see off-world, non-human.
What do you mean with the psychopath and sociopath? That the psychopath and sociopath would be more the off-worlders, or the...
Let me check, because I don't see that narcissist has souls. I just want to make sure. Is it all narcissists that doesn't have souls? Touch of evil. Yeah, we know it's touch of evil. We know it. Suspicion.
Because that could also be like a soul that is, let's say, disconnected from the body because...
Impersonal and off-world. So I feel that, okay, let me rephrase that. I feel like in the narcissist, psychopath, and sociopath, we're either dealing with no soul at all, or off-world, or even, I'm sorry to say that, but even like demonic creatures or non-human bad stuff.
So interesting. Let us know in the comments what you think, because I'm just kind of... Sophie's stare says it all.
I'm just reviewing my choices to be angry at someone that doesn't have this capacity to evolve.
Yeah, well, anger is therapeutic, as we said. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense for the next question too. Are light workers in general more attracted to narcissists than other types of people?
No. In fact, it says the opposite. I know it's not what we hear, but it says unawakened,
that makes sense.
Distraction, and we have the narcissist card. I think that as light worker, we have this this impulse, yes, to be more of a healer and helping everybody. So all psychologists will say we all attract the same amount of narcissists in our life. It's just how soon are we getting rid of them?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I don't want to disrupt your flow. That makes sense what you're saying, because like if you went through a real spiritual awakening, that means the death of the ego, right? So, and you got the pride and ego card. And awakened. So that makes sense that people who have a stronger attachment to their ego fall more as prey to narcissists, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think it's part of the journey of discovering what you are about and what are your boundaries to be in a spirituality. And we have the card of guides also, so your intuition is going to guide you at some point. Not to say that if you're in that journey, that if you're not there, that you're not spiritual, you're a light worker. We all have to learn this one way or another. But I really feel that the unawakened are going to stay longer with their wrong partner. And that means sometimes narcissist.
Because maybe they don't listen as much to their intuition or their oracle friends. Okay. Are starseeds being preyed on by narcissists more than other type of people? Are there more of a prize to narcissists? We're talking about starseeds.
I would say that more marriage happened between starseed, awakened or not, I would say, because you can still be unawakened. So they're not more preyed on, but I think it's... we had the card of blockage. Okay.
They tried to block the life mission of starseeds that are here to awaken.
Yeah. So I would say that it's the same amount, I would say, but it has bigger impact because we have the tower on starseeds. And it's they prefer to be in marriage or business, 7th house placement. So this commitment. that
Chemical
ties it,
partnerships. Yeah.
with them.
Because it's easier to control what they're gonna do.
You think so?
Well, yeah. If in your committed relationship, you're kind of bound
Oh yeah, but why Starseed more than others, right?
because they have a bigger mission for the awakening of humanity.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question, because we know that a lot of people at the top of the spheres of influence are likely narcissists. A lot of them, especially ones that do not wish the best for humanity, if you know what I mean. So I'm wondering if the narcissists will succeed just as much in their career with now that Pluto entered Aquarius and we are transitioning into the age of Aquarius. So will the narcissists succeed just as much in their career with Pluto in Aquarius and the age of Aquarius?
My God, no. Oh no. Ooh. Narcissists are not going to thrive at all with this transit, but at all. Let me just show it to you. We have a few cards. So yeah, we have the card of off-world start, and then we have unexpected abundance. So I think that's the beginning of it. And now we have the placement. So 9 and 8, big shift. So I think it's they benefited from it in the past, and now we have release. So the death card, a big transformation set up where we're going to see that it was fake all along. We're going to really recognize this. They're going to have tons of trouble and the fall of them. And then we have ego death. So
wow, this is a huge karmic reversal.
Yeah.
The Wheel of Fortune right here.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah. So when you said you said something and I heard the game was rigged all along. So we're gonna reclaim what is ours. Great news. Okay. Now I can have better answer because you've already kind of read on that, but can inner child shadow work help a narcissist step out of this way of interacting with others? Can inner child shadow work help for a narcissist?
It says no, and the answer is going to be worse than you expect. So I'm sorry, guys. It says because for them, their family is dead.
Okay.
That's why they don't care. Okay.
So my next one was going to be, can narcissism be cured? So I'm guessing it's a no here.
No.
All right. Okay. In what type of scenarios can a narcissist be willing to do some inner work or shadow work or therapy?
Okay.
If ever.
Well, if that benefits for them, but let's see. Yeah, it says that if they meet someone and they want to impress them, it's basically we have horrible cards of control. So I don't think it's really from the heart. We have the card of Capricorn of control. We have the card of a karmic partner.
Controlling a karmic partner.
Yeah, so it's oh, that one is worse. So those two cards says that basically if they are in therapy with a partner, they're just going to learn even more how to sneak in their mind.
Their weaknesses.
Yeah. Don't even if you know for sure that your partner is a narcissist, don't even go there. Go alone.
It's crazy. And because like all the videos that I've watched about like how to spot a narcissist, they say that in the first interactions, they're going to try to learn all of your wounds, your weaknesses, and they're going to use it as a tool against you later on.
Yeah. So the best thing that you can do to learn if this partner from the get-go is a narcissist, put a boundary. I always say that in consultation. Please put a boundary. When I had this 12-hour dating with that guy, he was always calling me like 6 hours on the phone. I could not do that, right? So I told him like, I need to have some time for myself. This is not what I want in a relationship. And the guilt to me, or you must have a problem, you're not into it, blah blah blah. And I was like, done, I don't care. That is kind of a boundary. If you're like you said, limit the time together, try to slow down, put any boundary there early on, you're going to know.
Oh yes. I can't say that I failed this test once, but yes, the signs were all there. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so are most narcissistic personalities men? Most of them.
Yes. But I would say that it doesn't show the same way.
Okay.
So it could be that more studies has been done on the masculine side of it. Because
I would argue that, like, we know that men have a stronger, by default, by nature, stronger attachment to their ego, and women less. So I would argue that could be the reason why.
Yeah.
But okay, can we know how different will it manifest in a woman?
Yeah, so it's right there, in fact. So we had a difference in between the two. And here we have the card of breakthrough. We have this word that I cannot say. And then we have solitude and the spiraling down. So I would say that for women, it's through this that it's going to really be observed more. So I think that's why we have less women that are showing up the same signs as men. It's because they are basically going through other kinds of distraction where this energy is being channeled elsewhere, spending or
yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so the next question is going to be sort of a language thing, or it depends how we, let's say, explains different terms. Okay, so the majority of therapists, psychologists say that one of the biggest way you can spot a narcissist is the lack of empathy. But so here I have a little image that shows the difference between empathy and compassion, which are two different things. And also, I've watched a couple on YouTube that used to do what they call scalar frequency, and they would measure different people, different components of their personalities. And they said that empathy is not what we believe, because they also actually diagnose a lot of people, let's say, that are psychopaths or people that are doing really bad stuff that have a high empathy. And they explained it as, if you have a high empathy, it means you can read other people's emotion, you can read other people's motives, but it doesn't mean that you have compassion for them, right? So when they're saying, oh, narcissists have a lack of empathy, is that really when they want to say a lack of compassion? Yeah, let's start with that.
Okay. It says that they don't have emotional maturity at all. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it
Okay, can we just ask, do they have some form of empathy to be able to read people? Or is it something else other than empathy?
They don't have empathy.
Okay, no. They just can, let's say, instinctively know who's going to be a good prey for...
They see someone that is lacking something that they can offer them in exchange.
Okay. So no empathy.
No empathy.
All right. We already asked that. Okay. The next one is going to be super interesting. Are a lot of narcissists found in the spiritual world as spiritual leaders? And not saying all of them, but just saying, are a lot of them?
So, can you repeat that?
Are a lot of narcissists found in the spiritual world as spiritual leaders?
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, it says community.
Using their spirituality basically as a way to reinforce their ego.
Yeah, and mainly men.
Yeah. I just watched the documentary on Osho, which is the one on the right. on Netflix. It's called Wild Wild Country. Let me know if you have seen it. And it shows that, yeah, once you're at the top, you can really use that control to do crazy stuff.
It says that basically it shows that society right now is craving for a divine masculine that is secure and healthy. And because of it, when we have it, because it's mainly men that preys on women, but it says it's all fake. We have the fear here. It's basically that they want to offer a safe place for women, but it's all fake.
Yeah, I understand. Like it would be refreshing to see, like, let's say someone, such a spiritual figure that is not feeding their ego with that, right? And I'm not saying that everybody in the spiritual world, spiritual leaders are, but as we can say from the cards, a lot of them. It's an ego trap, I'm guessing. Okay, so what does it feel like to be in a relationship with a narcissist?
You're feeling like you are the most important in the world when it's good. When it's good, there is cycle. So there's always, it's not just in the beginning, and you're feeling trapped in it. So you're feeling like in the same time you're feeling the most, the best person in the world, the most blah 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 in the world. But at the same time you're feeling like you have to explain everything, and you're feeling like your liberty, your freedom is not there. So maybe being watched, maybe you cannot go to places or see that people or talk about things and without having to give explanation. You're going to feel like you're in your own bubble of reality, and that you cannot share everything with other people. And there is also the worst. This is the lower part of this cycle. This is the card of no return, and we can see DV. I'm not going to say that word here, right there in this picture. So it talks about how every time it goes to the worst, you're being told it's never going to happen again. It's never going to happen again, and you go back to the cycle. Oh
yeah, yeah. Okay. I know we kind of answered it, but like I'm just gonna ask it again. Is allowing a narcissist in your personal life a reflection of your own core wounds, or can it sometimes be a karmic encounter that was predestined?
Core wounds. Yeah, because you do need to break through from it. It's a core wound.
Okay. Good.
And it serves for your evolution. It serves for your full awakening.
So a bit of both at the same time, but mostly because you need to work on, because like if you didn't, let's say if you had worked on those core wounds, you'd probably not meet them, which is kind of what the cards are saying, right?
I think there's many ways to work on your core wounds, but if this happens, it's like the chicken or the egg. If that happens and you are not awakened, you're going to learn it this way.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay, I have an interesting one here. What's the best way to get out of a relationship or partnership with a narcissist? There's a lot of videos on YouTube that say that it's a really tricky thing. So let's see what the cards have to say. First of all, it says that you cannot do it just like that. You need to prepare. It says you need to prepare for it. This is what the psychologist was saying on the subject. Yeah.
Okay.
They have a plan, a really good plan. A really good plan. Oh my God, those are really weird cards. Okay, let me get a second row on this. You need a script. You cannot leave for someone else. That needs to be super clear. First of all, you're going to need a lot of healing. Second of all, there's going to be a lot of danger on many different levels for different relationships. But danger if there is somebody else, because the anger could be directed at this other person. It says that you need to prepare for this, I would say, months in advance.
It says you need to prepare money on the side because there is a lot of lies around. I think that cycle is depleting you from anything that made you independent. So money, relationships. So you need to have those repair in a sense, but in the back. So nobody should know about this.
Yeah.
So I would say a job, line up. I would say money. I would say that your best scenario would be to hire someone, especially if you're either in business or you're married to
A good lawyer.
a private investigator to look at where is the money. Because if you're not planning to leave everything behind, you need to do this. And one more thing is that you need to appear like you're very, very sad. You cannot be feeling like you're happy. You cannot show that you're better without.
Why?
Because
they're gonna want revenge.
Poke the bear, and that's not what we want. It says that you need protection afterwards. So that means cutting out people that you have together. It means that you need physical protection for some cases, emotional protection, and extreme boundaries. I will repeat that. So either moving to another places far away, not getting calls, blocking, not know people that you are talking about to. It's not an easy thing. It's really a tough thing.
It's so interesting because like everything that you've said is exactly what they're saying with the experts on the subject. So wow, good job to you. Sending you some flowers. Maybe one last one.
Yep.
So I'm trying to look at it through the lens of astrology, of course, and a few people are probably going to be triggered, but it's just as archetypes, and I'm not saying that anybody from those signs are narcissists. I'm just saying that they might have more tendencies. And I'm myself a Leo rising, so I don't take it personally. But can we ask the cards if Leos and Aries strong placements have more narcissistic tendencies than other signs? Leos and Aries, big placements.
It says they are tempted by those qualities, but it's you that decide what you do with it. So it says that oftentimes when you're in those energies, you have a strong purpose. And if you are going with the ego instead of just what you have to get out of it, like creation and what you do to the universe, then it's just a big temptation, I would say.
And you're right, like they're very creative and they have a lot of talents. So yes, totally. Wow, that was amazing. Let us know in the comments. Do make sure you like this episode if you did enjoy this type of content. And do make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well. Of course, we're simulcasting here on our YouTube and our Rumble channel. And if you'd like to have the chance to get a one-on-one meetup with this amazing oracle, you have the choice between the 1 hour tarot reading and the 1 hour past lives reading with Sophie. And the link will be down below in the description box. And don't forget to use Jupiter as your discount code to get 10% off. And Sophie, you've been very busy, but what do you feel is, let's say, the need of the people now that we're just out of the eclipse season? Is there something in particular that you feel that people are asking about, or let's say a specific trend that you see ongoing with the consultations?
So we are right in the middle of two things. We're ending cycles. So some people want to still cut the cord, still clear up karma with people, with things, and also wanted to see where to align from that point. So I would say there is a big mix between the past life reading and the tarot reading, where we need to just make sure that we are fully out with the old and starting to see what is the new that is going to enter.
Yes, and it's totally also what's going on with the astrology. So we're still in the retrogrades and we're just about to manifest a brand new start. So if you do feel guided to have some more guidance with your cords, karmic attachments, this is the time to do it, really, with so much Pisces influence. to make sure that you have a beautiful fresh start coming forward. Thank you, Sophie. That was an amazing episode. Let us know in the comments if you did enjoy it, and thank you for being with us. We'll see you very soon. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Bye-bye, everyone.